So what is the name?
My name is Mohit.
Mohit, so please tell me about yourself.
I basically live in Viva, Madhya Pradesh with my family members. There are four family members, including me, my father, my sister, and my mother. About my qualification, I had done graduation in BTech Computer Science from RGB University. And about my certification, I had done front-end certification from Pro Skill Hub, pursuing my internship for the last 6 months.
What are the languages you covered during your full developer certification?
I have covered languages like React.Js, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and about the framework, I had covered Tailwind CSS and some libraries like A and TD. And in verbal languages, I am proficient in English and Hindi.
What are your hobbies?
I like to play video games, but as a front-end developer, I love to keep myself up to date with the new trends and keep. Sir, echo हो रहा है पूरा sound.
Echo हो रहा है, अब हो रहा है,
बहुत रिपीट हो रहा है या फिर मे भी बैकग्राउंड से नॉइस आ रही है.
maybe Ari.
Background noise.
What are your weaknesses?
My English was not so good, but I am working on it.
What are your strengths?
I'm self-motivated, self-disciplined, and solution-oriented person.
So, have you made any projects?
Sorry, can we repeat, please?
Have you made any project?
सर प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में नहीं पूछ रहा था.
What is React?
React is a JavaScript library used to create a single-page applications. There are some features like components SSR, JSX element, and unidirectional. SSR means server-side rendering, which will render the HTML page in the backend and then render in the front end. This will help us to make more secure the code because client is not able to view the source code. Second one is the JSX element, which is JavaScript XML pages. With the help of that, the HTML can be easily placed inside our JavaScript by eliminating the append child and create elements functions. Third one is it is unidirectional, so it is faster than the other bidirectional frameworks. And fourth one is component based, means we can easily break the complex UI UX designs in a short codes and reuse it as many times as we want.
What is JSX?
JSX is the JavaScript XML pages with the help of which we can easily place the HTML tags inside our JavaScript by eliminating the create element or append child functions.
What are components in React?
Components are basically the small piece of code which will help us to make the just help us to break out the complex pages into small pieces. They give us functionality to read it again and again. There are three type of components. First is class component, second one is functional component, and third one is custom component.
What is the difference between functional and class component? Okay, what is the difference between class?
Class components are basically this class component is basically the extent of the React.component.class. It has features like its lifecycle methods. We can also use the component read mount component will update. And function components are basically the JavaScript function which will react, return the JSX element. It is basically the stateless components, but after the release of the React 16.8 version, the hooks has been introduced, which will help inside to use it will help to manage the state inside our component, functional component. So after that, the functional components will get more popular than the components.
What are React hooks?
React hooks are basically introduced in the 16.8 version of the React, because of which the functional components get the methods like to manage the state and done the side effects similar to the class-based components. There are some hooks like use state, use effect, use memo, use ref, and other hooks.
What is the use of use effect and use state hook?
Use effect hook is basically used to make the side effects inside our component, just like updating, mounting, and unmounting faces. We can also done for the fetching APIs and connecting with the libraries. And use state hook is used to mm, use a state hook is used as a variable for the dynamic data. In in that the data is changes over time, which will render up in the pages.
What is prototype chain?
Prototype chaining, basically the object has its object prototype which will define its properties. So every single object has a single prototype, and that prototype also have its prototypes. That's and so on. That's called the prototype chaining, and the end of the prototype is called the null prototype.
What is called bind and apply?
Can you repeat it, please?
What is called bind and apply? Difference between call, bind, and apply.
Okay. Call and apply that are basically the similar. That are the function which is immediately invoked with this this context and arguments. But in call, we can pass only the single argument and single argument. And in apply, we can pass on the array of the arguments. And bind is something different from that, because in the bind it doesn't invoke immediately. We can also pass the function and assign it to the other variable, and we can call it by one equal.
What is JSON?
JSON is the human readable format. Its full form is JavaScript. JSON, JavaScript object notation, which is kind of very popular in these days. It is used for interchangeable data from server to the backend to the front end, and in other languages, it is works with kind of objects and array of objects, which has been used in our APIs, and it has contains two functions. First one is the JSON.parseInt, JSON.parse, and second one is the JSON.stringify.
What is the purpose of array splice and array slice?
Array slice will give us array slice will give us the desired element or the number of elements which we want in the array. It is making the copy of the object, means it will return the new array from the original array, but splice will used to modify, update, or delete the element in the actual array. It didn't. It basically modifies the original array.
Compare object and map.
Object and map. Object and map are basically the similar. Both have to store the key value pairs, but the types of the key are more in the map functions. Just like we also assign the key variable and other things in the map, but that types are very less in the objects. And map gives us the guaranteed order of the key pair, whereas objects are not giving us the order of the key pair.
What is the difference between double equals to and triple equals to operator?
They both are used to compare the operands, but the double equal to can only check the value of it, and the triple equal to also checks the type of it. In the example, if we can say the string of 123 is double equal to 123 number, we can get the true value. But string of 123 triple equal to number of 123, we get the false of it because the types does not match.
Okay. What is the difference between first class function and first order function?
First class order function and first class functions both are similar. It is the term in the JavaScript, which means the function or the script will treat you treat function as a first class citizen. There are three criteria for that. First one is pass the function as a value, in which we can pass the single function as an argument inside the other function. Second one is result return as a value, in which we can return the function from the other function. And third one is higher order function, which is work is to get the argument as a function and return it as a function. These three criteria are must for the first class function.
What are lambda function?
Lambda function are also known as arrow functions that are the small and convenient way to write a function without the keyword function. Use the instead arrow of it. Just like the fedora functions, we can assign cons, then name, then equal to, then bracket for the arguments, and then we use the arrow function for that. So
Okay,
it will help us to
okay.
shorten the code.
What is hosting?
Hosting is the method, or we can say it is the default behavior of the JavaScript. If we initialize, if we declare the value in the bottom of the script, and we can use that variable in top of the script. So JavaScript will automatically top up the declared value in the top. That's called hosting.
What is index DB?
IndexedDB is released in the HTML5 version, which are more powerful than the local storage. It has more storage. There are some features like it is no SQL and no relational database. If you want to store large amount of data inside our browser, we will have to use the IndexedDB. And the current version of after the release of IndexedDB, it will it will treat us as more powerful from the web SQL database, which is far more old technique or technology.
Explain the core concepts of Redux.
Redux is basically a library which is used to store the states of all the applications. We can use Redux with multiple frameworks, just like Angular and other frameworks, and also also with the React. It has three main pillars of it. First one is the store, second one is the reducer, third one is the action. In the store, we can basically manage all the states inside of the application. It is the central part of the Redux. Second one is the action, which is the function with the type and payload, which defines what will happen to the states. It doesn't work with its own. Third one is the reducer, which will take store and action as arguments and perform the actions which has been initialized in the action into the states. And its main feature is it is immutable in nature. So the actual state doesn't have been changed. If you want to change it, the another copy of the state has been created and then it has been changed. Its main feature is we can able to watch or monitor the changes which has been done in the states.
What is the difference between let and where?
Let is a block scope. Let is used in the block scope and where is used in the global scope. Uh, we can we can explain it with the help of example. Just like if we can create a block with the help of the curly braces and we initialize the var inside it. So if we want to declare that variable or access the variable, if we access it above the block, we can easily able to access it. So it is used for the global scope. But if we have created a function and declare the variable with the help of the lat, we are not able to access it outer of the function.
बोल दो अभी what is cookie?
Hello. Can you repeat it, please?
What is cookie?
What is cookie? Cookie is a type of storage which has been introduced in the HTML4 version. It is the web storage which is used to store some normal data, just like the user's details. Its main function is has been accessible from the backend too. If this size is too much small, just like 4 KB only, and it has been get expire. It has an expiry date in which the data has get expired or deleted automatically.
What is React router? What is React router?
React Router is the library. It is used to React Router is the library which has been implemented inside the router React with the help of the React Router DOM library. Its main function is to change the components in a single page application without reloading the page.
Why do you want to switch the company?
I already work with the best team of my company, but now I feel like I'm the saturation point of my knowledge. So I want to explore more about the job and get more challenges for myself. That's why I love to switch the job.
What is the service rotation?
As I have searched for my field, and as I am 13 months experience, so I'm expecting 6 to 7 lakhs per annum.